Hello everyone, we are here tonight for race number 2 of the Legends Racing League Gen 4 season number 1. And we have 125 miles here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Zach Goes Gambling 120 at Las Vegas. 80 laps in total, practicing, wrapping up right now. Hidden Low was quickest in practice. Missed last week at Daytona, but is here tonight at Las Vegas on the West Coast as practice just wrapping up. Hidden Low, top of the board right there. As it looks like we're around 20 car plus field here tonight, 21 in total, as qualifying starting here shortly. 2 laps in total. Get your fastest lap in qualifying, and the sun is setting as well in the Las Vegas, Nevada desert. So it's only gonna get cooler and somewhat faster maybe, but these drivers' lap times have kind of fallen off here throughout the practice, 1 hour long practice session. So qualifying right now underway. First driver on the racetrack is Jason Lance right there in the 76 machine. As I mentioned, 5 laps in total to set their fastest, or 5 minutes in total, set their fastest 2 laps. As here comes Lance off of turn 4, gonna set his first lap right now. As rocking it down the back straightaway in that 76 machine, down into turn number 3 and 4. Last week, Kilo Hankins got the pole, won the race, won the stage as well, dominated at Daytona. He was a favorite coming into here, 3-1 odds before the session went up. As Jason Lance crossing the line right there at 29.939, puts him on top of the board for now. There goes Eric Keeter, goes quicker. Luke Peters now top of the board with a 50. Not 50, 29.883 for him, that 50 machine. Mike Rosero goes up to 4th. Luke Peters, last season street stock champion, season 9. He's a really tough at turn number 4. He's gonna call the day there. Is Tony Brent gonna cross the line? It's gonna be a 30.134 for him. That puts him in 5th. Mike Rosero crossing the line right here. Will he improve on his lap time? It looks like no one else has improved. Mike Rosero barely improved. Not the lap time he probably wanted, but puts him side up to 2nd, I believe. He stays in 4th, actually. Excuse me. As Thorne goes up to 5th. Aaron Brown across the line right here. Down the back straightaway he goes. Will Cloud off of turn number 4. 2.5 minutes left in qualifying. Still have plenty of time to set their fastest laps, as it looks like the first lap is the fastest, as Tony Brent goes up to 4th. Lucas Strayer up to 8th. As Aaron Brown goes up to 8th place as well. Goes a little bit quicker than a few other drivers. As Malachi Drake goes up to 3rd in the top 3 spot for that 90 machine. As here comes Brown off of turn 4. Can he improve on his lap? Gonna cut across the trial there. Goes faster barely. And he stays in 12th place. As hitting a little fastest in practice. Can he go top of the board here in qualifying? As David McConnell goes up to 9th. And Brady Floyd goes up to 12th place, as lap times are coming in right now. And pretty much everyone has crossed line in the little first lap at 31.3. Currently sits in last place of the drivers who have set lap time. Cologne Hankins pole last week. Missed most of practice. Got crossed the line at 30.2. That puts him up to 19th. Not the qualifying result he wants to go back-to-back possibly. As Hayden Lowell using that bottom line, can he go to pole position off of turn number 3? Here comes the 11 machine across the line. It's gonna be a 29.9 flat. That puts him up to 2nd. behind Luke Peters with 50 seconds left in this session, and everyone has set a lap time. I believe so. Yes, they have. And that will put Luke Peters on pole position here tonight at Las Vegas for the Zach Goes Gambling 120 at Las Vegas. So pole position for Luke Peters, looking to go back-to-back on his championship run. One last season, season 9 Street Stocks last summer. Looking good right now. Currently not even on, he was a 9-1 odds coming into tonight before practice. But right now, looking like he's a 3.5-1 odds after practice. So definitely the favorite here tonight. The field that includes the field. He wasn't even on the odds list actually. But right now, looking really hot in first place as time has expired in qualifying. So it is official. Luke Peters will win the pole here tonight. As all these drivers have a 5-minute warm-up session. Also low gyros being as well, so the practice restarts. Juice killing and other things, as well as the lights have turned on here in Las Vegas and the sun is officially setting. So we will be back here and look at your grid for tonight's 120-mile race and 80 laps of action. We'll be right back here from the Legends Racing Network. Welcome back here to the Zach Goes Gambling 120 out Las Vegas. Currently, these drivers grading up for 80 laps here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And we're going to take a quick look at your starting lineup here for tonight's 80 lap race. And on pole position, like we saw, Luke Peters gets the pole over Hayden Lowell by 15 thousandths of a second over the 56 machine there. And row number 2, you got Eric Keeler and Malachi Drake 3rd and 4th. In 5th, Jason Lance and Eric Keplinger in 6th. Tony Brent in 7th. Will Cloud in 8th. In 9th, Michael Rosero. Hunter Terpstra in 10th. David McConnell in 11th. Luke LaFaro in 12th. Zachary Thorne in 13th. Brady Floyd in 14th. Craig Martin 15th. Lucas Strayer 16th. Aaron Brown 17th. Jacob Thornton 18th. Connor Hatfield in 19th. Aloha Hankins, last race winner and last week's pole sitter, starting in 20th place. And rounding out the field, 21 cars deep is Cody Webster in 21st place, shotgun of the field. As one pace lap here to get these tires warmed up. Make sure they're all lined up as well. As they go through turn 1 and 2, let's take a quick look at the weather as well for tonight's race while we have the moment. Currently 84 degrees overall, 85 degree track temp right now as well. And a low wind coming from the south direction. May 15th, sunset around 7:40 in sim time, so past sunset. And here's also coming down the back straightaway. Obviously, pace car lights, headlights are on. Track lights are on as well. As I enter turn number 3, about to go green. Looking like a two-stop race, possibly maybe one-stop race here tonight. Just depending on when those caution laps fall. Stage caution on lap 40. No caution, no. About to go green and about to do battle here. 120 miles and green flag is out and away we go. Luke Peters leads us to the line. As down into turn 1 and 2, Hayden Lowell on the outside, going to take the race lead off for turn number 2. And yes, he will contact the outside wall. And that might be Luke Faro clips the outside wall for turn 2. But we stay clean through turn 1 and 2. As Hayden Lowell, Luke Peters, and Eric Keeter running the bottom line. 1, 2, 3. Malachi Drake on the top side, still side by side for 3rd. And lap 1 goes to Hayden Lowell. Missed last week at Daytona, but looking strong here early on. Leads lap 1 of 80. Down the back to the way they go. Here comes Luke Peters on the inside of Hayden Lowell, looking for the race lead early on. Side by side down to 3 and 4. Hayden Lowell pinching him down just a little bit down the racetrack. Trying to make sure he doesn't get too good of a run off of turn 4, as they're still alongside each other for the race lead. Malachi Drake, Eric Keeler still side by side for 3rd. Eric Keplinger in 5th. Will Call also behind him as well in 6th. Looking strong here early on. That's lap time. Just goes to Will Cloud there in that 48 machine. With a 29.95, tire saving going to be pretty important here tonight. In practice, that was kind of a big note. All these drivers are trying to tire save. As Hayden Lowell takes the race lead back from Luke Peters, our pole sitter. And there's Malachi Drake charging on the outside line, trying to get up to 2nd place as well. As still side by side for 2nd. As off of turn 2, mostly single file throughout the field. Mid-pack still battling pretty hard. Got Hunter Terpstra side by side. Back there with Tony Brent. As back up for 5th place, Michael Rosero side by side with Eric Keplinger. And still side by side for 2nd, Malachi Drake and Luke Peters. One thing to know is how hard will these drivers be pushing as Malachi Drake has not really left the outside lane quite yet, and now he's looking for the race lead here early on. Off of turn 2, great run from Malachi Drake. He's going to clear down to turn 3 and 4. Now Hayden Lowell under attack from Luke Peters. Peters looking the outside line. The outside might not be the best tire saving strategy here, but 5 laps in this one. We've had a couple different leaders, 3 leaders so far tonight. As here comes Hayden Lowell, go look back to the inside for the race lead on Malachi Drake. As you can just see those guys running the inside line, harvicking as they call it. Just running that white line, trying to save as much tires as they can early on this one race. I remember the stage is on the end of lap 40. So if we do go green, there is no stage caution as well. So no caution on lap 40. Just get the top 5, get points, and they keep on racing as well. As side by side for the mid pack here, Jason Lance and Luke Alfaro. Zachary Thorne has Luke Alfaro get a bit loose, clipping the inside there. Up the racetrack he goes. Let's go. Jason Lance probably cleared on the back straightaway. Yes, he will. Clear into turn 3 is Khalil Hankins. Big mover so far here tonight, up 10 spots already. Starting at 20th, up to 10th place now, maybe up to 9th place here. So a little car on the wall, a couple cars on the outside wall. I think Lucas Strayer may have tied the outside wall behind Khalil Hankins. But keep it straight so far here early on as a top 10, mostly single file throughout the field. As the field has kind of just single filed out for now. As in the mid-pack here, Zachary Thorne and Craig Martin side by side. As this is really the tire saving moment from lap about 10 to lap 20 is really the key to saving the tires here. See drivers still making some moves. That's Khalil Hankins on the outside of Jason Lance trying to make up some spots. As Malachi Drake continues to lead here. Took the lead from Hayden Lowell early on. And now he's looking really good in that 90 machine. As Lucas Strayer side by side, Aaron Brown making his way through the field right now up to 13th, side by side with Zachary Thorne. As the mid-pack continues to battle pretty hard right now. There's contact. Aaron got into the left rear of Zachary Thorne. Here comes Lucas Strayer to the inside, 3 wide now. Lucas Strayer backs out of it there. Just a little bit of contact. That Aaron Brown a little squiggly down the back straightaway as he's kind of stuck in the mid-pack right now around 15th as Cody Webster starting dead last. 3 wide now for 14th place. Webster up top, Lucas Strayer in the bottom, Aaron Brown in the middle. Getting really hectic here in the mid-pack here on lap 12. Almost some contact. Aaron Brown really pinching Lucas Strayer off. That gets Lucas Strayer a bit loose there on the inside. Has no contact, Cody Webster around. He keeps it straight. What a save from the 88 machine. As he locks it down there, and that's going to bring out the yellow, I believe, right there. As caution flag flies on lap 12. And I think Aaron just got into Cody Webster's left rear just a little bit there. I'm not sure if Cody Webster came down at all. We'll take a quick look at that one. As they end up the racetrack there, hitting Lucas Strayer. Just trying to sidejack the 88 machine. Not sure if Cody came down just a little bit or if Brown came up more. I think Aaron just came up a little bit more than Cody came down. No real damage to any of those drivers, luckily, as Cody Webster almost saved it but locks it down right there. As pit stops happening right now, as most of the field stays out. They only have 3 extra sets of tires. So this is kind of a crucial part of the race right here. Who wants to pit and who wants to stay out? And looks like most of these drivers staying out and saving that extra set. That could cost a few of those drivers big time here, at least for the stage points. As driver on pitting, Hunter Terpstra, Brady Floyd, Lucas Strayer, Aaron Brown, and Cody Webster, those 5 down pit lane. So in the moment, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Las Vegas. I was back live here at Las Vegas. Lap 15 about to go green. As Stu's going just happening. Malachi Drake choosing the top side, Himmo choosing the bottom. But most of these drivers electing to stay out. 3 drivers taking tires. Hunter Terpstra, Cody Webster, and Aaron Brown. Currently 19th, 20th, and 21st. Those 3 drivers took 4 tires and full tank of fuel during the caution right there. Everyone else staying out or just taking fuel only. We'll see how that plays out for those drivers starting in the back here on this restart. As pace car is off. And green flag is in the air. And Colino will cloud a little wheel spin there. Gonna stack up the outside lines. You're gonna split them 3 wide middle. As here comes Khalil Hankins, also 3 wide right there, Kepling on the bottom. As a double foul back out here from 6 on back. Everyone up, top 5 stays single foul for now. We got old tires and new tires kind of mixed up together here in this mid-pack. Could create some chaos here in the middle of stage 1. Kazu, Jason Lance in the outside wall there off of turn number 4. But Malachi continues to lead after the restart there. As chaos right now in the mid-pack. Jason Lance really ripping the top side. Same with Craig Martin, that 22 machine, really ripping the top side. Oh, got it. Will Cloud going around, possibly. Oh, harding the outside wall. For Craig Martin, the caution comes out. Yeah, I think he broke his right front there, and Will Cloud. Not sure how destroyed he is. Doesn't actually look like he is too badly damaged. That's just kind of a restart chaos right there. Causing that. As we'll take a look what happened, kind of sort of back into that one. As 4 wide. As you get Craig Martin up top in the 22. Just off the exit right there. Will Cloud goes spinning. And 4 wide, Craig Martin gets the worst of it. As I think everyone else makes it through cleanly for the most part. As Brady Floyd might have got some damage there as well. As Will Cloud doesn't actually look like he got any damage from that one. But in the meantime, will anyone come down pit lane as Hayden Lowell takes back the race lead? And looks like split pit road decisions. Malachi Drake coming in. Mugger Zero actually coming in. Actually, he fakes out Eric here. Eric here not coming in actually. So very interesting strategy calls from some of these drivers. As Luca Farlow comes in. Jason Lance comes in. And who else? Zachary Doran comes in the pit lane. Tony Brent comes in the pit lane as well. And Kalo Hankins also, actually, Malachi Drake mentioned, comes in the pit lane as well. So split pit road to strategy here. That's going to be interesting coming up here with the choose cone. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network. As we're back live here at Las Vegas. Back-to-back yellows off the restart there. Caution number 2 coming to the restart here on lap 22. As Hayden Lowell choosing the outside line. Some drivers coming down pit lane, taking some tires. As green flag is out, gotta watch for that tire wheel spin on the restart there. The outside lane gets going really good. As Hayden Lowell rockets out into the race lead. Side by side, Eric Kidd and Luke Peters behind him. Mike Rosero as well. As you got some guys with newer tires and older tires as well in the mix here. As this mid-pack really racing, you got Cody Webster, Aaron Brown on newer tires. Hunter Terpstra on newer tires as well, around that 10th place spot. As Cody Webster on the very top side, trying to rip it almost against the outside wall there. Kind of just stuck in traffic, trying to make his way through, trying to get around Jacob Thorin, who's on older tires. Now to the outside lane goes Cody Webster. As we call the wall in front of him, that's Brady Floyd on older tires. He's going to shut the door on Cody Webster. Webster having to check up. He's going to try to split 3 wide. Not enough room there. Down into turn 1 and 2. Brady Floyd way up the racetrack, and Cody Webster going to sneak his way through 3 wide middle here because Aaron Brown, he's going to follow his way through. Not able to quite. He's stuck behind Lucas Strayer. He's going to go to the inside. Here comes Jacob Thornton to the inside of Eric Keplinger as well. Contact between those two drivers. Contact up ahead. Luke Peters way up the racetrack. As smoke coming from those cars. as chaos throughout the whole entire field with older tires and newer tires as well. So let's take a quick look at what happened to Luke Pierce on the entry to turn number 3. Just in the outside wall, he goes on the entry to turn 3 behind Hayden Lowell. Just up the racetrack he goes, hits the outside wall, just got too tight. But we're back live here as here comes Cody Webster, going to split through on middle, having to check up once more, but Webster on the newer tires, making his way through the field. Khalil Hankins, 6th place right now, biggest mover easily so far tonight. Him and Cody Webster, 5th and 6th. Biggest mover started pretty much second to last and the last. As Cody Webster through line middle for 3rd. Clear, he's up the top 3 spot. Now, right behind the top 2, here comes Eric here to the inside. Him a little spin behind. One car around. That is Zachary Thorne in the 35 machine. Heavy left side damage, scraped pretty good with that 35. So around he goes in 21st. As we'll see what happened there. He may have blinked out for a moment. Looks like he just blinked out. So around him would have been Connor Hatfield. Not really his fault there. He didn't really see the 35 at all. And that's going to bring out the 3rd caution tonight on lap 26. As pit stops will be interesting to see here. Who will bring her down pit lane? Halo electing to stay out. Same with Cody Webster, but Eric here bringing down pit lane. And also the stage coming here shortly as well. So once we get to lap 35 though, if there is a caution, that will end the stage and freeze the field as well. So once we get to the lap 35 mark, a caution comes out between lap 35 or lap 39. The field will be frozen for the top 5 positions. And that will be the stage end as well. About 4 tires and full tank of fuel for pretty much most of the field. As the only 2 drivers that have not pitted yet so far is Jacob Thorin and Hayden Lowell, currently 1st and 4th. So in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back here at Las Vegas. As we're back live here at Las Vegas. I'm in the lap 30, so it's going to be 11 laps to go here for the stage. A couple of drivers electing to stay out. Pretty much the top 11 stays out here after last caution. And 2 drivers have yet to pit so far here tonight. As Hayden Lowell is one of them. He's going to lead us to the green flag, and green flag is out. We're racing back here at Las Vegas. And a little great restart there. Aaron Brown on the inside. Behind him is Lucas Strayer. Aaron Brown, one of the drivers who pitted a little earlier, 16 laps to go. As we call on the outside wall, I think that's Jason Lance there ripping the wall. There's some of those drivers in the back have the newer tires as well. So we'll see if they'll fly through the field like some other drivers do. Up the racetrack, Hunter Kripscher and Jacob Thornton, some contact into turn 3 and 4. They keep it straight for now as 10 laps to go in the stage. As here comes Cody Webster and Aaron Brown on those fresher tires trying to win the stage here over Hayden Lowell, who's been pretty good here tonight, qualified second. And he's been really strong so far here tonight. Him, Malachi Drake, and Luke Peters have been 1, 2, 3 for the majority of this race before those cautions coming out. And kind of shaking up the strategy as Peters currently in around 11th place. Malachi Drake 5th, about 5th place, about a second back from these leaders. A side by side of the race lead, Aaron Brown, Hayden Lowell. As here comes Cody Webster up top. Oh, he hits the outside wall on the entry to turn 1. He's losing a lot of momentum, but Aaron Brown takes the race lead. Hayden Lowell will go fight back on the inside line. But Aaron with those fresher tires as Luke Peters sets the fastest lap of the race. Aaron Brown on the outside lane. He's going to clear Hayden Lowell. He's going to try to pull away here and win this stage at Las Vegas. As Cody Webster on the inside, not going to let him get away too quickly here as they're on the same as wrecking the back. Jacob Thornton around and a few others as Calamity through 3 and 4. As cautions are really bringing cautions here in this one. 4th caution of the night here on lap 32. As Jacob Thornton, slight damage I think in the right rear. In the left front as well. We'll see what happened there for that 66 machine. And he's bound with Hunter Terpstra and Luke Lafaro. To the inside he goes. Lafaro's kind of back into him. And he goes on those fresher tires. You just didn't expect to check up as much. And good job of everyone else avoiding him. So, interesting call for some of these drivers as this will not end the stage. But if we do have a caution here, next few laps, that will end the stage. So, some strategies could play a factor as well. As it looks like most of the field's staying out. Everyone does stay out actually, except Jason Lance comes on pit lane, Mecca Rosero comes on pit lane, and Luke Farrell comes on pit lane, and a few others as well. Eric Kelpinger, Connor Hatfield, Craig Martin, Jacob Thornton, Brady Floyd down into the box. Jacob Thornton, one of the drivers who have not pitted yet so far here tonight. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network from the Zach Goes Gambling 120 at Las Vegas.
There's a caution within the next 5 laps.
As back live here at Zach Goes Gambling 120 out Las Vegas as Aaron Brown going to lead us to the green here with 5 laps to go on the stage. If there is a caution, it will freeze the field as Aaron Brown with a good restart there. Cody Webster not too far behind him. Malachi Drake side by side with Hayden Moll down in turn 1 and 2. Now down the back show they go off of turn number 2. Side by side for second steals. Some cars on the outside wall. They keep it straight for now as Hayden Lowell gets up to second now ahead of Cody Webster, even though Hayden Lowell has not pitted yet so far here tonight. He has 36 laps on these tires and on this tank of fuel. Can he stretch it? How long will he go until he pits? As now 4 laps to go until the stage. Side by side for third place behind him, Malachi Drake and Cody Webster. Eric Keeter also waiting in the wings. He has the precious tires in the top 5. And no contact behind. And Hunter Trump's around. Luke Pierce around. Big wreck off of turn 2. And that's going to end the stage. Aaron Brown will win the stage here as a massive wreck off of turn number 2. I think Luke Peters got into the back rear of Hunter Terpstra. As Hunter just checking up there, and Luke Peters got in the back of him. No one else having any time to check up. And that's going to be multiple drivers having to use their fast repair. Last week's winner, Khalil Hankins, Michael Zero involved as well. He ran up front last week. Luke Peters got pole here tonight. No front end for him. So that's going to end the stage there. Aaron Brown will win stage number 1. That will freeze the field there. As Aaron Brown not elected to come down pit lane, Hayden Lowell obviously will, as he's yet to pit, which is pretty much a perfect opportunity for him to do so. Same with Malachi Drake, Cody Webster, Eric Keeter, and Lucas Streer as well. That's all I see for now. Obviously, a bunch of these drivers that got major damage also come down pit lane as well, like Luke Peters, Khalil Hankins, Mike Rosero, and Hunter Terpstra, having to take their fast spares here around halfway. So while we have the moment, we're going to take a quick break once more, and we'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network. As you're back live here on the Zach Goes Gambling 120 at Las Vegas halfway through this one. 40 laps down, 40 to go here in this 120-mile race, 80 laps in total. Aaron Brown wins the stage here. Luke Peters has gotten pole. Luke Peters just involved in that wreck there on lap 37, and a few other front runners as well. And also last week's winner, Khalil Hankins. Pace car is off. Out to go back green. 40 laps to go. Aaron Brown leads us to the green. And with a great start for the 18 machine, a side-by-side behind him. Zachary Thornton up top on the outside. Tony Brent to the inside line. David McConnell in that fourth place spot. Gonna try to clear Craig Martin off of turn number 2. Not able to as they're side-by-side for second. As Zachary Thornton will clear down the back of the way over to Tony Brent. It's Craig Martin on the outside lane of McConnell there. Off of turn number 4 they go. As side-by-side for the mid-pack. Most of these drivers kind of on the same tire strategy now. As a little wiggly down the back straightaway, that's Luca Faro, Cody Webster. And here comes there coming to look to the inside. Maybe thought about making it 3 wide. Not quite yet, though. Still early on this one. As these guys kind of settling in right now. They're not racing too hard for the stage points anymore. They just kind of go for the longer run. I think they still have one more tire, one more pit stop they need to do based off fuel. As some of those drivers topped off on the last caution there when we were about to go back green. Coming to the juice gun, they topped off. Some of those drivers being Eric Keeter and Luke Peters. So it's going to be very close on fuel, I have a feeling. As our longest run so far here tonight has only been 12 laps. And it was the first 12 laps of the race. Since then, our longest run has only been around 8 laps or so. 7, 8 laps. So we haven't really had a long run here tonight. Like some of these drivers are hoping for is 3 wide there coming in the middle. Hayden Lowell kind of moving up the racetrack on the entry. Turn 1, Brady Ford losing on the entry there. As up the racetrack he goes right in front of Malachi Drake. I think they made contact on the entry to turn number 1, but they keep it straight for now. More contact in the wall ahead of them. As calamity here in the mid-pack. As Aaron Brown continues to lead over Zachary Thornton in second. As here they come off of turn number 4. Hayden Lowell trying to get back out to the front now. Currently in 9th place. Side by side with David McConnell there in that 07 machine. As he will clear off of turn number 2. Not quite McConnell with a good run. Down the back straightaway he goes side by side. Craig Martin looking to the inside of Zachary Thornton for second. And Aaron Brown as well. Almost 3 abreast off of turn number 4. Aaron with those older tires on the 18 machine side by side. Zachary Thornton looking for the race lead here for first time tonight. As Aaron Brown leads that lap there. But Zach is right on his tail. And he's even side by side with him into turn 1 and turn 2. Aaron Brown has the advantage on the top side. He's going to have the momentum off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. And yes, he will. Zachary Thornton stays behind for now of the 18 machine. As Cody Webster now in 3rd, looking for 2nd. And here comes Tony Brent to the inside of Craig Martin. As Webster has some fresh tires here. He pitted on the last caution. So he is one of the freshest tires on the top 3 and the top 5 actually as well. As he's going to look middle 3 wide possibly. Yes, he will. Cody Webster daring move 3 wide middle off of turn number 2. Can he make it stick? Yes, he will. As they're 3 abreast down the back straightaway and enter in turn number 3. Still 3 wide. Cody Webster clears Zachary Thornton. And will he clear for the race lead off of turn number 4? Not quite. Zach has to run. And it's going to be a 3-6 car pack here. And here comes Hayden Lowell as well. As there's still 3 wide for the race lead. As Aaron Brown still hangs on for now. As he still led that lap. But Cody Webster really diving deep into turn 1 and 2. He's going to clear Aaron Brown for the race lead. Cody Webster out in front. Oh, contact hard hitting the outside wall. Tony Brown around. Craig Martin around as well. As big calamity in the back there as caution flag flies here in lap 48. As absolutely massive wreck there. As hard hitting the outside wall for that 8 machine. And he's got the toe there. And his night might be over. No, he has not used his fast repair, but Craig Martin has. And he has a meatball flag, and Craig Martin's race is over. Absolutely vicious hits. And that was her 3rd place here, right in a great spot right there. Oh, right from Hayden Lowell as well. Luckily, no one else got damaged there. as blowing engines for those two gyros, and man, what a vicious hit in the outside wall. Not sure who got into each other there. I don't know if Craig Martin kind of pinched down Tony Brent. It looks like Craig Martin just kind of came down maybe a little bit too much there. And boom, hard into the outside wall. Ooh, luckily no one else got damaged there. That could have been very bad. As down pit lane, some of these drivers go. I believe Aaron Brown, one of the few drivers on pit lane. Same with Zachary Doran, Luke Lafaro, Khalil Hankins, David McConnell, Will Cloud, Hunter Terpstra, Jacob Thornton as well. Tony Brent, he does have a fast spur, so once he finished towing, he can use that fast spur and get some laps back if he gets some more cautions. As Cody Webster now leads, as he did remove him 3 wide middle, as Hayden Lowell in second, Luke Sturry in third, Malcolm Drake fourth, and Andrew Kepler rounding out our top 5 for now. In the moment, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back here for Zach Goes Gambling 120 at Las Vegas. As we're back live here at Las Vegas. As Cody Webster going to lead us to the green flag here with 30 laps to go in this one. As green flag in the air, Cody Webster with a great launch there. Hayden Lowell side by side with Lucas Strayer for second and third. As Luke Peters, our pole here, all the way up to 7th place already. Michael Rizzo, who pitted last time for those new fresh tires, and also a full tank of fuel as well. He's going to the inside of Luke Peters for that 8th place spot. The back out front, Hayden Lowell to the outside, Cody Webster for the race lead. Lucas Strayer right behind them in third. Kepler in fourth, trying to look for redemption from last week at Daytona. As Hayden Lowell around the outside, going to clear Cody Webster for the race lead. Here with 28 laps to go. Lucas Strayer up to second now. Looking to have a good performance here next at the fastest lap last week at Daytona. As currently in second place right now. Looking strong here late as big battles in the pack here. Connor Hatfield and Luke Peters side by side for 7th. Second throwing Khalil Hankins side by side for 9th. As Luke Peters to the inside line to try to slide up in front of Connor Hatfield. Not quite enough though. As caught on the outside wall, 3 wide, Cologne Hankins, 3 wide to the bottom line. That 72 machine being pretty aggressive here. With 27 laps to go, he makes it done. Here comes Aaron Brown, middle, 3 wide. The squeezes 18 machine through between Zachary Thorne and Luke Peters. As there's still 3 abreast down into turn number 1. Now 2 wide is Michael Rosero up ahead, making it 3 wide on Malachi Drake and Eric Keplinger for 4th. As Michael Rosero up to 4th place. Currently has the freshest tires on the field in the top 5. He could be one to watch out for, just like last night at Auto Club. Mike Rosero making his way through the field, only half a second back from our current race leader of Hayden Lowell. And here comes Cody Webster, side by side. Mike Rosero, some contact there through the tri-oval. The laps are winding down here. 25 to go. It's really just go time here for these drivers as Mike Rosero up to 3rd place now as Lucas Strayer looking to the outside for the race lead on Hayden Lowell side by side. Lucas Strayer up top. Can he take the race lead for the first time here tonight? Lucas Strayer really ripping that top side. It's going to allow Mike Rosero to close the gap down as well. Here comes Cologne Hankins. He's also on some fresh tires as well. He paid the last caution. But can Cologne Hankins go back to back? Mike Rosero looking 3 wide to the bottom here at Las Vegas for the race lead. Hayden Lowell drives in deep. Mike Rosero gets pinched off a little bit. Hayden Lowell clears for the race lead for now. As Lucas Strayer looking for the crossover move. Yes, he will. But here comes Mike Rosero, Cologne Hankins, and the rest of the field coming up here as well. As Aaron Brown stage winner, ripping the top side there in 8th place. Looking to the inside, Malachi Drake and Cody Webster as well. Aaron Brown also on some fresh tires, 7-lap old tires. He pitted last caution. As Cologne Hankins side by side with Mike Rosero. He was a favorite coming in this one. 3-1 odds. And he's looking really good here late. Up in the 2nd place with 22.5 laps to go. Cologne Hankins looking to go back to back here. And then he's going to the inside. That's contact behind Aaron Brown and Cody Webster, I believe. As Aaron Brown on the outside wall. As side by side off of turn number 4. Can Cologne Hankins lead this lap coming to the stripe? Not quite. Where will Michael Rosero go? Will he make it 3 wide once more? No, he's going to stay behind to the outside behind Hayden Lowell. And Zachary Thorne also up in the mix as well in this one. Nowhere really for Michael Rosero to go. He's going to follow Hayden Lowell. Hayden Lowell with a good run off of turn number 2. Michael not going to dive it down. He's not clear quite of Cologne Hankins quite just yet. As still side by side with that 72 machine. As very tough for turn 4. Oh, Hayden Lowell on the outside wall. 3 wide now for the race lead. Here comes Cologne Hankins to the bottom. Mike Rosero through the middle. Will Lucas Strayer follow suit? Yes, he will. He goes to the inside. As side by side for the race lead. Mike Rosero up top. Cologne Hankins on the bottom. Mike Rosero powers through on the outside. And he's going to take the race lead off of turn number 2. Here with 20.5 laps to go. And watch out, Aaron Brown in that 4th place spot. Our stage winner. He's not out of this one yet. And he's really ripping that top side here. Come to 20 laps to go. But Mike Rosero takes the race lead. He'll lead this lap. Here's Cologne Hankins in 2nd, Hayden Lowell 3rd. And here comes Aaron Brown. He's looking for that 3rd place spot on Hayden Lowell. 20 laps to go. Side by side for 3rd place. As Brady Floyd also in the mix here in 5th place as well. There's some contact there. Hayden Lowell, Aaron Brown. Here goes Brady Floyd. Going to make it 3 wide with the run off of turn number 2. That's some more contact between those 2 drivers as Brady Floyd sneaks his way through. Not quite clear yet. Yes, he will. He'll move himself up to 3rd, and Zachary Thorne will move himself up in the 4th place as well. It's contact, more contact. Hayden Lowell, Aaron Brown off of turn number 4, and wrecking hardly in the outside wall for Aaron Brown, and Hayden Lowell around as well. Major damage for those 2 drivers, and caution with 19 laps to go. Aaron Brown already using his fast repair tonight, and he'll most likely be done. Hayden Lowell has not used his fast repair quite yet. And he has some significant damage as well. Those 2 drivers making contact pretty much all the way down the back straightaway and all the way down through 3 and 4 as well. As Aaron just be trying to be as aggressive as possible here late in this race. He knows he has to catch up to those 2 drivers up ahead. Trying to clear the driver with some older tires. Some contact there. Not sure if it was a little bit of net code there, but Brady Floyd seeking his way through 3 wide bottom. Some more contact on the entry. Aaron trying to side draft a little bit. Aaron sitting in deep. Some more contact a little bit there as well. And off of turn 4, it gets really tight here at Las Vegas. And just not really enough as Hayden Lowell tags Aaron Brown there up the racetrack. They both go in the outside wall. Just tight quarters racing there. As pit stops happening this time by. Cologne Hankins gonna stay out here. And he's one of the only drivers that stay out here. With Jacob Thornton coming up, getting on as well. But everyone else coming down pit lane. We'll see what happens here. As who will get off of pit lane first? Looks like it's going to be Michael Rosero off the pit lane first, followed by Brady Floyd, Zachary Thornton, Will Cloud, and Hayden Lowell right there, Lucas Strayer as well. As we'll take a quick break, we'll be right back here at Las Vegas. We're back live here at Las Vegas, coming to 15 laps to go. As two drivers staying out, Khalil Hankins and Jacob Thornton on the front row. Gotta watch for those tire spins though. As into the restart zone they go. Khalil Hankins, the control car gets a great launch off of the Echo Park restart zone, and he's gonna clear easily as Michael Rosero behind. Looking for that race lead as he's side by side with Jacob Thornton, currently in second. As he clears Jacob Thornton pretty easily. Now Brady Floyd looking for that third place spot. Will Cloud in the mix here as well. Same with Lucas Strayer and a few others. Out in front, Kaloa Hankins. Gotta try to hold on with coming to 14 laps to go. Gotta try to hold on as long as he can. That's gonna be really tough for him to do so. As here comes Mike Rosero with a good run off of turn number 2, side by side for third. Jacob Thornton up the racetrack he goes. As here comes Mike Rosero for the race lead. On the inside, Kilo Hankins side by side. Rosero ripping the bottom line. Can he clear the 72 off of turn number 4? Not quite. He almost does. But down coming to the stripe, he'll lead this lap. 13 laps to go. Can Kilo Hankins get a good enough run off of turn 2 down the back straightaway? As 3 right behind them, Eric Keeter and Will Cloud. But Mike Rosero clears for the race lead. Off of turn number 2 is Jason Lynch. Just has a fast lap of the race. Is contact behind Calamity. 3 wide through most of the mid-pack. That's caught on the outside wall. It's Jacob Thornton. Everyone trying to avoid him in the outside wall off of turn number 2. As he got lap car Aaron Brown with some damage as well. It's side by side for second. Brady Floyd and Kaloa Hankins. As Floyd will clear for second. As now it's Michael Rosero, Brady Floyd 1-2. But these drivers pitted last caution for some fresh Goodyear tires. And Will Cloud up to third. Can he be late race charger and try to win this race here at Las Vegas? Eric Keeter also in the mix as well in fifth place. Kaloa Hankins kind of falling back here. Currently fourth, now under attack on those older tires from Eric Keeter. Here on the newer tires, side by side off of turn number 2. As Xavier McConnell also in sixth place, right behind them, is side by side for the race lead. Brady Floyd up top, Mike Rosero on the bottom. Let's call everyone else behind to catch back up and maybe make this more than a 2-car battle. Maybe make this an 8-car battle for the race lead. Here, 10 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Mike Rosero up the racetrack a little bit in the trial. Brady Floyd had to react to that one as they're still side by side down in turn 1 and 2. Mike Rosero going to clear Brady Floyd. Floyd looking for the crossover move down the back straightaway they go. Mike Rosero defending that inside line as much as he can. As even with 10 laps to go, you got to save some tires to beat up the ends for those last 3 or 4 laps. As still side by side off of turn number 4, Brady Floyd still putting up a fight as here comes Will Cloud, Eric Keeter, and Cody Webster in the top 5 positions. They're just battling back there. Kaloa Hankins, Malachi Drake, and Luke Peters there, 6th, 7th, and 8th. As Xavier McConnell in 9th place, Luke Farrow in 10th as well. It rounds out your top 10 as Brady Floyd and Mike Rosero still side by side with each other. Contact in turn 3 and 4. Gets them both loose up the racetrack. Goes Floyd. As here comes Will Cloud with a good run off of turn 4. Brady Floyd way up the racetrack. Mike Rosero now clears for the race lead side by side for second. And also here comes Eric Keeter looking to try to get around these 2 drivers up ahead. He's going to go 3 wide to the bottom. Down to turn 1 and 2. Going to be very tight. Will Cloud pitching him down. Eric Keeter backs out a bit though. As Will Cloud side by side with Brady Floyd. They both have a good run on Mike Rosero. Rosero now a great run off for turn number 2 as Floyd still ripping that top side here, trying to get up to that race leader of Michael Rosero. They made some contact there in the 3 and 4, and now Will Cloud now clears. Brady Floyd gives a little bit of a bump though. As Will Cloud now has his sights set on Michael Rosero out in front. And here comes Eric here to the inside of Will Cloud. Side by side for a second once more. Mike Rosero liking what he sees in his rearview mirror right now. As coming to 6 laps to go, side by side for a second behind him. Will Cloud trying to hold on right now over Eric Keeter. As Will Cloud with a good run off for turn number 2. He's got to run on Mike Rosero. Will goes to the inside. Mike Rosero defending well. He goes back up top. Will Cloud follows him behind him. He's got some dirty air though. And here comes Luke Peters, our pole here. He's up to 5th place. He clears Cody Webster. Watch out for that 50 machine here late in this one. In practice, he was one of the best tire savers in the top 5. And he also has that raw speed, obviously getting that pole position. Go 3 wide middle on Brady Floyd and Eric Keeter. Gonna be very down for turn 2. He makes it through, not so clean. A little contact between him and Brady Floyd for 3rd place. He clears Eric Keeter though. As a dirty air really affecting Will Cloud and Luke Peters right now. As he's gonna go 3 wide middle on Brady Floyd and Luke Peters once again, kind of just swapping back positions right now. As Mike Rosero defending once again from Will Cloud here. 5 laps to go, and this one now 4 laps to go here at Las Vegas. And anyone get alongside Mike Rosero. Peter with a good run off for turn number 2. Peter's very loose off for turn 2. He is now ripping the top side, trying to get that good run off the exits of these corners. He's going to cross over Will Cloud. Will Cloud on the outside wall. Mike Rosero on the outside wall. Here comes Eric Keeter with a good run. Down the front straightaway they go. 3 wide for the race lead. Keeter on the bottom. Michael in the middle. Will on the top. Side by side down into turn 1 and 2. Keeter going to try to clear. Not quite. Mike Rosero, Will Cloud. 3 abreast for the race lead. Off of turn number 2. 3 laps to go. Who's going to come out in front? They're right behind. Cody Webster hard on the inside wall. And that's most likely going to bring out the yellow. And yes, it will. And we'll have a green-white checkered once again. But who's going to be in the race lead? It's going to be Michael Rosero. Wow. As Will Cloud also way back there. Major damage for him as well. As he was 3 wide. Going for the race lead on the very top side. As he also has some major damage. As that did not bring out the yellow. As him and Michael Rosero make contact. And hard hit for Will Cloud, but that's not the cause of the yellow. Cody Webster has major damage as well. He has not used his fast repair, so he can come down pit lane. Try to repair his damage. Looks like Brave Floyd hitting the outside wall and kind of bounced off into Cody Webster there, and round to go as well as some more contact further on back. Caution comes out here with 70 on lap 78. And obviously these drivers elected to stay out too. Will Cloud has the race lead, but he has a damaged front end flopping in the air. We'll see how this handles though for this 48 machine. Oh man, I don't know about this one, but everyone 9th on back comes on pit lane. And they're gonna take some fresh Goodyear tires. Actually, Brave Floyd just takes a fast repair. Some other drivers taking tires here, but Will Cloud like to see out with that flapping front end. Can Will Cloud win here tonight? It's gonna be green-white checkered here late. We'll be right back after a quick break. As we're back live here at Las Vegas. As turnover events and Will Cloud coming out pit lane, taking his fast repair, so he's going to start the rear of the field. Mike Rosero will be the control car. And surprisingly, Luke Peters, Eric Keeter all chose the top side. Malachi Drake, one of the drivers, to choose the bottom. And the first driver that came down pit lane is that 35 machine of Zachary Thorne. But 2 laps to go. Will Zachary Thorne be able to make his way through the field and try to get up to that race win? Only time will tell. As green-white checker time as pace car is off. And into the restart zone we go. Mike Rosero on the loud pedal. Clean through the restart we go. As Mike Rosero easily clears the field. Malcolm Jake, Eric Hughes side by side for second behind. As Eric here going to try to make quick work of Malachi Drake and get up to Mike Rosero, but Rosero with a commanding lead right now. 1.5 laps to go. He has to make it to the white flag. We ended under caution last week at Daytona. Will it be the same this week? As coming across the line, white flag in the air. Mike Rosero leads. Eric Peter following in pursuit. He has a run down the front straightaway. Will it be enough? Micro Zero gives him some pretty good dirty air there through 1 and 2. Heater has a good run off the exit of turn 2. He looks high, he looks back low. Micro Zero blocks, he defends, goes back up high. Heater, he's got to rip the top here off of turn number 4. Does he have the momentum? Coming to the line. It's going to be another classic Las Vegas finish. Heater up top, now to the bottom. He gets to the back of Micro Zero. Side by side the line. It's going to be Micro Zero. Wins by half a car length. As behind, Heater finishes second. Malcolm Jake finishes third. As Luke Peters crashed, I believe, and finishes in 11th place. As Peters just got rear-ended by Lucas Strayer there. Hard hitting the outside wall for Luke Peters as Calamity behind. A Micro Zero wins here tonight at Las Vegas. He'll win the Zach Goes Gambling 120 at Las Vegas. And dramatic finish as Rosero goes first and third at Las Vegas and Daytona. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll get a look at our race results, and we're also going to look and speak to our top 3 finishers after this one. As we're back live here at Las Vegas, gonna speak to our top 3 drivers, but before that, we're gonna look at our race results here tonight for the Zach Goes Gambling 120 at Las Vegas. As Micro Zero will pick up the win here tonight. Eric here in second, Malcolm Jake third, Lucas Strayer fourth, Kilo Hankins fifth, Luke Farrow sixth, Zachary Thornton seventh, Connor Hatfield eighth, Jacob Thornton ninth, Jason Lance rounding out the top 10. Luke Peters 11th, David McCollum in 12th. Hunter Terpstra 13th, Tony Brent in 14th, Hayden Wolf 15th, Will Cloud 16th, Cody Webster 17th, Aaron Brown 18th, Eric Cumberland 19th, Bree Floyd 20th, and rounding out 21 car field, Craig Martin in 21st. Gonna speak to our race winner here of Michael Rosero. What a win for him here tonight. Hello, Michael Gakabi.
I got you, man.
What a win here tonight, battling Eric here with a green white checkered. Just talk us through your race here tonight and just that final green white checkered as well.
Yeah. On the restart, I thought I had it, man. Like I thought I could have sworn I gapped him like by almost a second, but I don't know. The draft is just stupid strong here, and it just makes absolutely no sense here at this track at all. But we're able to defend really well. On turn 4, when he was trying to like go bottom, I was actually trying to defend bottom like beforehand. Like if you go to my cockpit off of turn 4, you can already see them trying to get to the bottom as soon as possible and just hope for the best. I thought he was gonna go high, but then he starts going low earlier, and because I don't want to like push him in the wall like that, I actually tried turning right and then to like give him more room and just hope for the best there and just like pin him down as much as possible and try to win. But and then I wasn't expecting him to turn right. I thought he was gonna go on the left side, but yeah, if that didn't happen, I think he would have probably won. But I don't know how I pulled that off. Just good defense, and it was a good battle with Heater. It doesn't get any better than that, but yeah, I didn't think I'd be up here, man.
Yeah, just what a win for you here tonight. I felt like you had to pass so many cars, and also with the different tire strategy, only 3 extra sets. Talk us through that as well.
Yeah, I accidentally, I think it was like the 4th caution or something. I don't know. I accidentally took like a pair of left sides, and I only had one side, pair of lefts left, and then I just saved that, and then I took the right sides when I had 2 sets left. So I still had like a 1 set left of tires, and I just decided to. I just felt like I had to pit like within like lap 60 in case we got a green flag run, which we did. Yeah, I think it worked out pretty good for me.
Yeah, obviously you gain the race win here tonight. Anyone else think tonight's good run and also the race win?
Yeah, everyone in the VC, we're having a good old time. Thank you for broadcasting, and yeah, thanks to Eric Heater for pretty good battle. Yeah, I think that's it.
Congrats on your win here tonight. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.
Thank you.
So that was Mike Rosero, our race winner here tonight. Can speak to our second place finisher, 26 thousandths of a second, I believe, off of Mike Rosero. Let's get the official number. It's actually 46 thousandths. Excuse me, read that wrong. But Eric Heater. Hello, Eric, you got copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you end up in second there, almost pulling off the win there off of turn 4. Had the run, just not enough of a straightaway to the line, enough to get there. Talk us through your night in that green white checkered.
Yeah, that was a roller coaster of a race for me. At the beginning of the race, I felt like I put myself probably in the best or second best spot there on tires, but I think it was the story of the race there, short runs, not long runs. So ended up not mattering, and I think from there on, complexion of the race was just completely different. And it was just, about track position. It was very difficult to make up spots. There were a couple moments there where I was able to pass a few cars there, just like with tire advantage. And it came pretty easily. Like people were maybe not expecting the car to be as tight on the restart, and just floating and giving a little bit too much space to me on the bottom. You could just drive straight by in those situations. But towards the end there, I made a bit of a mistake. I was going to come in and just try to fuel the car up in hopes that it was going to go green. And I was expecting a big portion of the field to come down, and I felt like that the heat cycles on the tires were going to allow me to be, just as quick as the guys who were on fresh. I was just going to have like a 1 or 2 lap difference there. But I unfortunately had my mouse die right as I was coming to pit road, so I couldn't uncheck my tires. And then from there, I tried to drive through, but that was the wrong decision, and I got myself a penalty. So from there, I was just, a little bit distraught and had to make my way back up there. And honestly, there was just so much that happened there that I'm not even sure how I gained all those spots. It's a bit of a black spot in the memory, but we were really in with a shot there, and I was hoping that it was going to go green on that second to last run there. I felt really good. I felt like my tires were in a great spot, and I felt like I could battle straight through there. And it was just going to be a straight shot for the win, but wasn't able to get that run in, and just on the green light checkered there. Some great racing with Michael, but just not enough there.
Yeah, still come home with the P2 finish here tonight, and anyone I'd like to thank for chance good run.
Yeah, despite all the cautions, there were a big group of guys there that were racing really well. So despite, I'd say, a little bit of issues with the car, it was definitely a fun race, and we were able to battle each other. So it's always positive. It was a very competitive race, and we had a battle for the win at the end. So grateful for that. Grateful for you bringing this league back and us being able to put on some classic battles, especially between league veterans and champions like Michael and I. A lot of fun.
Yep, congrats on your second place here tonight. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.
Thank you.
So that was Eric Keeter finishing up in second. Let's speak to our third place finisher, Malachi Drake. Great result for him there in that 90 machine. Hello, Malachi. You got a copy?
I got you.
You round yourself off in the third place. Talk us through your night and talk us through that green light checker finish at the end.
The other night was good. The setup was super tight. So everybody was just kind of fighting for the top, and I think that's where a lot of the chaos stemmed from. But yeah, on that final restart, I was just trying to get a good the restart. I struggle with restarts, so I was pretty happy with the one I got. It was decent to at least hold off and get third. I knew it was going to be really hard to try to keep up with Michael starting on the inside, but whenever I chose the inside, I figured it was my best chance to at least get a top 3 finish.
Yeah, and overall, you had a good race. What's your thoughts next week on Legacy Phoenix, a pretty different racetrack compared to the Las Vegas?
I'm not sure. I haven't drove these cars at a shorter track. I know the brakes aren't quite as good as like a modern NASCAR car, so I think it'll be interesting. Hopefully, not as much chaos, but we'll see. Hopefully, we get the setups a little bit looser, and we just have a little bit of good racing, and kind of the field kind of spreads out a little bit.
Well, congrats on your third place here tonight at Las Vegas. Anyone like to thank for tonight's good run?
Thank you for the league and for broadcasting, and for the admins during the race, and for everybody who helps out with the league. And it was fun, just even with all the cautions and chaos. So it was good. So thank you for all of that.
Yep, and congrats on your third place finish here tonight in Las Vegas. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.
All right, thank you.
So that was our third place finisher of Malachi Drake. As overall, it was a pretty chaotic race. I mean, the racing itself was pretty good, but cautions, just kind of breeding cautions there. People being a little bit overly aggressive maybe at some points in the race. But overall, just a good solid race here tonight, in my opinion. If you were surprised. But I think until we had 8 cautions out of 80 laps, or I think we did 83 or 84 laps until the actual the green checkered. But hopefully next week at Phoenix, it's going to be a little bit more spread out there at Phoenix. You have to really back it down on entry. These high horsepower race cars, gotta be careful on entry and exit as well, especially the legacy version there. Up next on the Legends Racing Network tomorrow night, the regular season finale for the Superstar ARCA Cup Series is at Michigan for them. So who can get in the top 12 for the chase? That's gonna be interesting at a track like Michigan. Then Thursday night, the Undisputed Cup Series at Iowa at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And Friday night, in the World Cup Series at Le Mans. And Sunday morning, we have the Bonfire Racing League Premier Cup Series at Atlanta Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. New lead that we just picked up here in the past few days. And then the 5 Points Racing League goes to Richmond for the second to last race of the season, winding down the chase there, chase race 4 out of 5. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Superstar ARCA Cup Series, and we'll see you guys